Que paso, Mufaso? Welcome. You are on Sigma Lifestyle, courtesy of your host, Walt Diddy. I'm going to share with you a little bit of project expertise, where I'm the project. I'm going to give you the expertise. Today's date is 12/13/2025. That is December the 13th of 2025. The time is 1:38 in the AM. Sitting in with me, you seem right there, the best two co-hosts in all of YouTube land. That is Wellington Pumpernickel. Come over from the UK, where he doesn't want to do the digital ID, but you'll have it here soon. That's another video. And over their shoulder, that is Dr. Bearstein. He is in my ear to make sure I don't go too far left, too far right. I stay in the center, which I probably will not do. Hope you are ready for a great weekend. Hope you have had a great week. Hope you are well and feeling good about yourself. By now, you should be wondering, I know you're wondering, I would be, what you talking about, Diddy? I'm here to tell you that capitalism is over, ladies and gentlemen. Capitalism is over because Donald Trump destroyed capitalism for the rise of AI domination. Now, just a little preference. Capitalism actually went on life support in the 80s with the Gipper Ronald Reagan when he said, Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall. He wasn't talking about the Berlin Wall, he was talking about capitalism. Guess what? Big George Bush, he tried to destroy it. It held on. Then came along Bill Clinton. I did not have sex with that woman. Like he told Hillary, hey, don't let them get you off your game. He did a good job with NAFTA trying to pull the plug on capitalism. Then comes along George H.W. Bush. Guess what he does? That is right. He tried to destroy capitalism, and it does not happen. Before we get too deep in the wood, I want to say hello to the beautiful and the wonderful Troy Willie. Thank you for the check-in. She says, have a great show. I'm going to do my absolute best. So let's rewind things. The topic of conversation, if you are wondering, you should be wondering, what you talking about, Walt Diddy? Capitalism is over. DOA, finito, finish, because they sold it. Donald Trump destroyed capitalism to give rise to AI domination. That is artificial intelligence domination. Once again, let's do a little bit of preference. Capitalism, as we know it, went on life support in the 80s with the Gipper Ronald Reagan. Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall. George H.W. Bush, former head of the CIA, then vice president, became president. He tried his best to destroy it. It held on. Then came along William Jefferson Clinton. We know him as Bill. I did not have sex with that woman. Hillary, don't let them get you off your game. He tried with NAFTA. It did not work. Capitalism held on life support, breathing and functioning mentally. Then comes along George W. Bush. We get them confused. He tried with his WARs, the weapons of mass destruction. It held on. Then came along the Sewell brothers smoking Newports, talking about hope and change. Barack Obama. He tried it. Fast and Furious, drones, this, spending there. It held on. Then came Donald Trump. Donnie J. Well, Donnie J didn't have enough time the first time. The beer plague came. You know, you got to cut the taxes for the people at the top. He tried. I gave him an honest effort. Then came Joe Biden. How he got elected, I don't know. Stole it in Georgia. Stole it in Pennsylvania. Stole it all over the country. He tried. He tried to put a nail in the coffin by seizing Vladimir's money, which created the BRICS nations, blah, blah, blah. Now he's back again. Donnie G. Actually, I like Donnie J. Nobody in this planet talk more cash money-ish than Donnie J. Trump great grandpa must have been black and a blues player, a fiddler, because he got the nature boy Ric Flair in him. He know how to talk some ish, but he's here to destroy capitalism. How do I know this? Well, I've done my research and I'm going to share it with you now. So I just gave you the preference. Every American president since the 80s, since Ronald Reagan, has tried their best to pull the plug on capitalism. So it will be DOA. That's right. Gone on arrival. Deleted. Finito. Bye-bye. Donnie J is now successful. He will be the last president under what we know as capitalism, because the rise of AI domination is here. It's going to affect your kids, not my kids. I don't have any. I'm going to try the escape. That's another video. I'm going to make it. So without further ado, let's get right into Exhibit A. Exhibit A. Capitalism is over, and this is by economist, world-renowned, respected economist, Yanis Varoufakis. I'm sure I butchered his name. What can I do? We're going to come back to that premise. But first, before we do, let's do a little bit of research. There you said, gentlemen there. Let's do some research. What is capitalism? From the homeboy, the barbershop in the hood, he talks about capitalism, to the redneck hillbilly in West Virginia. We ain't gonna have no socialism. Capitalism. So all we talk about, capitalism. But how is capitalism affecting you and moi? Well, let's look at the definition. If you can do this exercise also, go to Google and type in capitalism. What will we find out when we look at the definition of capitalism? And I'm going to read so you don't have to. Capitalism is an economic system where private individuals, businesses, owns the means of production, factories, land, precious minerals, resources, and operate them for profit, driven by market forces, supply and demand, with minimal government interference. That is key. Encouraging competition, innovation, and wealth accumulation, but also raising concerns about inequality and economic stability. So we'll just scratch the rest of it. Here's what we need to focus on. What is capitalism? Well, capitalism is an economic system where private individuals, where like you and I, can open up a mom and pop's hamburger stand, a lemonade stand. To you ladies, you can sell press-on nails, lace front weaves, leggings. You guys, you can sell beer at a bar. You can also set up I better not say that word. Anyway, it is private individuals, businesses own the means of production, factories, lands, materials, right? Capitalism is the guy that got 2 mowers, a weed eater, a truck, and guess what? He starts a lawn care business and operates for profit, driven by market forces, supply and demand, with minimal government interference. That's the key to capitalism. Minimal government interference. I'm here to tell you that capitalism is over because we have maximum government interference now, and I'm going to share that with you a little later. Here's a few core principles: private ownership, profit motive, free markets, competition. Well, if you've been paying attention, there's little to no private owners. All the big conglomerates have merged together to own the place. Profit motive. Well, if you work somewhere, you know that the business profit motive is more important than your family, you being sick, your time off. That's why they're introducing AI and other things we will get to. Free markets. Well, the damn markets are not free. Not free anymore. Wall Street is going up. Main Street is getting boarded up. Competition. We cannot compete with Amazon, Walmart, and the big distributors unless you got the big bucks. I don't think you or I have those big bucks. Let's move on to Exhibit B. Exhibit B, ladies and gentlemen. Exhibit B. I shared with you weeks ago Bernie Sanders, the flaming socialist Democrat, and what he's saying about artificial intelligence. Well, I'm here to tell you that the left, the Democrats, and the right, the Republicans, are owned by the same big tech giants. There is not two parties. There's only one party. There's political theater, and there's you and I in the middle that they use to play as pawns. They're the kings. They're the bishops. They're the queens. We are the pawns, if you allow it to be that way. Here's Bernie Sanders. I had to speed it up because Bernie speaks very, very slow. Do me a favor. Like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Or the notification bell just might hit you. I hope it does if you did not push the button. Let's go. I know what you're saying. You can't hear. The videos have not started yet. It's going to start. Be patient.
Thanks very much for joining me to discuss a very important issue. Artificial intelligence and robotics will transform the world. It will bring unimaginable changes to our economy, our politics, warfare, foreign policy, our emotional well-being, our environment, and how we educate and raise our children. Further, unbelievable but true, there is a very real fear that in the not-too-distant future, a super-intelligent AI could replace human beings in controlling the planet. That's not science fiction. That is a real fear that very knowledgeable people have. Despite the extraordinary importance of this issue and the speed at which it is progressing, AI is getting far too little discussion in Congress, the media, and within the general population. And that has got to change now. Several months ago, as the ranking member of the U.S. Senate Committee on Health, Education, Labor, and Pensions, I undertook an investigation regarding the monumental challenges that we face with the rapid development of artificial intelligence. And very recently, I held a public discussion at Georgetown University with Nobel Prize winner Dr. Geoffrey Hinton, considered to be the godfather of AI, the guy who really brought this subject to the place that it is now, to get his views on a wide range of AI-related subjects. Based on our investigation and other information that we are gathering, my staff and I will soon be presenting a very specific set of recommendations to Congress as to how we can begin addressing some of the unprecedented threats that AI poses. Here are just some of the outstanding questions that we intend to answer in our report. First, and maybe most importantly, who should be in charge of the transformation into an AI world? Currently,
I'll answer that. The people that created the damn AI. Now, he's going to get into the meat and potatoes. Here's a disclaimer. This is political theater. Bernie Sanders is helpless. The Democratic Party is helpless. The Conservative Republican Party is helpless. You and I are helpless. Why? Number one, do you write the codes and algorithms that control these things? Number two, did you pay for the R&D, that is research and development? Number three, do you own a damn data center? Number four, are you self-sufficient? Can you grow your own food? Can you protect yourself from foreign threats? Mama say, Mama sa, Mumaku sa. Shout out to Michael Jackson. Let's let Brother Bernie continue on.
Handful of the very wealthiest people on earth, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, Peter Thiel, and others, are investing many, many hundreds of billions of dollars in developing and implementing AI and robotics. Are we comfortable with seeing these enormously powerful men, handful of people, shape the future of humanity without any democratic input or oversight? Is the goal of the AI revolution simply to make the very, very richest people on earth even richer and even more powerful? Or will this revolutionary technology be utilized to benefit all of humanity? That is the question. Who benefits from this incredible transformation of society? Why does Donald Trump, who is strongly supporting these big tech oligarchs, want to impose an executive order blocking states from regulating AI? Why does Peter Thiel, the billionaire...
Here's the answer. Donald Trump destroyed capitalism. I just told you what capitalism is. Capitalism is not you going to work getting a paycheck. Capitalism is private entities owning a damn business, having some land, materials, something for profit to employ other people to make some damn money. Is that you? If not, you're not practicing capitalism. Currently, right now, Walt Disney is not practicing capitalism for two reasons. Number one, you guys are not paying me to make this damn content. And number two, I got a day job. Are we on the same page? Let's let Brother Bernie go ahead, Brother Bernie. I'm sorry for cutting you off, sir. I'm sorry.
Want to impose an executive order blocking states from regulating AI. Why does Peter Thiel, the billionaire investor and co-founder of Palantir, call those who want regulations over AI, quote, legionnaires of the Antichrist, end quote? Does this elite group of multi-billionaire big tech guys really believe that they have the divine right to rule? Are we going back to the 19th century, where you had in those days kings and monarchs saying God gave them the right to rule? Is that what these guys are saying today? How far will they go to resist government regulation? So that's one huge issue that we've got to get deeply involved in. Further, what impact will AI and robotics have on our economy and the lives of working people? The report that I released last month found that AI, automation, and robotics could replace nearly 100 million jobs in America over the next decade, including 40% of registered nurses, 47% of truck drivers, 64% of accountants, 65% of teaching assistants, and 89% of fast food workers, among many other occupations that will be hit hard by AI and robotics. Now, Elon.
Another call out. How the hell did you stop it? I just told you what capitalism was. You seen the definition. Private entities controlling some land resources that they manufacture, do whatever they do for profit. Do you own Burger King, McDonald's, your fast food restaurant? Do you own Amazon? Do you own Walmart? Do you own these distribution companies? Well, there's not a damn thing you're going to be doing about it. Also in the definition, it had the clause with little interference from government. Well, that's interference that government is doing affects me and you, the very small business owner, not the corporate conglomerates, not the tech bros, not Bezos, not Musk, not Zuckerberg, not owners of Snapchat, not the owners of TikTok, not in YouTube, Google, Alphabet. They will go unscathed. Why? They have all this man's data. To all you lefties that think he's such a great man, I'm sure he's been on the hub or somewhere and he got recorded. Let's Bernie, I'm sorry I cut you off. Continue, sir.
Robotics. Now, Elon Musk recently said that, quote, AI and robots will replace all jobs. Working will be optional, end quote. Bill Gates predicted that humans, quote, won't be needed for most things, end quote. Dario Amodei, the CEO of Anthropic, warned that AI could lead to the loss of half of all entry-level white-collar jobs. If AI and robotics eliminate millions of jobs and create massive unemployment, how will people survive if they have no income?
They're going to give you some digital currency. You got so long to spend it, or poof, like Carlos Jose, it's gone. That's the answer. Bernie Sanders knew this opportunity, aka problem, was going on 20 damn years ago. If you know anything, Hollywood, military, tech, we're 20 years behind. The little dumb robots that you're seeing now is just what they want us to see. They got the real thing. It's ready to unleash, and I'm going to prove that to you shortly. Once again, Bernie Sanders, I'm sorry I cut you off, sir.
They feed their families or pay for housing or health care. Is government doing anything now to prepare for this potential economic disaster? Further, what impact will AI have on our democracy? At a time when the foundations of democracy are under attack here in the United States and throughout the world, will AI and robotics help make us become a freer, more democratic society, or will it give even more power to the oligarchs who control the technology? Will AI
Sorry, Bernie. Last time. It's going to give more power. You have no control. You have no control. If you wondering, like I've always wondered, in 2008, how damn Newport smoking brown brother with the damn blackest woman he could find, who went to a church where my man said, God damn America, still got selected. There you go. Perhaps they had control the whole damn time. For all you on the left, this country's so racist. Well, how in the hell did he get elected in 2008 and then it shift back? Things don't work that way. Trump did not find a bunch of, well, shit, I'm going to finally get off my ass and go vote for Donnie J. Hell no. Pay attention. I know I'm paying attention. Continue, Bernie.
Result in a massive invasion of our privacy and our civil liberties. Larry Ellison, the second richest person on earth, predicted an AI-powered surveillance state where, quote, citizens will be on their best behavior because we're constantly recording and reporting everything that is going on, end of quote. This is the second wealthiest guy on earth investing hundreds of billions in AI. Are we reaching the stage where every phone call that we make, every email and text that we send, every bit of research we do on the internet will be available to the owners of AI? And if that is the case, how do we sustain a democracy under those conditions? How do we protect our privacy? Further, could AI literally redefine, and this is almost crazy stuff, very unimaginable, but could AI literally redefine what it means to be a human being? Who we are and how we develop emotionally and intellectually is highly dependent upon our relationships with other human beings, our parents, of course, our family, teachers, lovers, friends, and co-workers. To quote the 17th century poet John Donne, you all remember this poem, quote, no man is an island unto himself, end quote. The human beings with whom we...
Let's stop, Bernie, right there. That was the case, no longer. You are going to be an island on yourself in the metaverse. Let's continue just to make sure we're all on the same page. Have you ever asked yourself, how many data centers are in the United States? When you're driving along the interstate, the freeway, highways, and the byways, you look over like, wow, that's a new distribution center. A distribution center for what? What the hell do we make in America? What do we make? Nothing. It comes from the port, goes on the truck, Amazon. How many data centers are in the United States, and what those data centers do? I'm glad you asked. I'm going to show you.
Giant warehouses are popping up across the US, more than 2 every week. They feed AI algorithms, store photos, and answer our questions.
Hey Google.
A data center campus like this can consume as much power and water as an entire city. And many of the biggest server farms are emerging from the desert. But there's no official record of how many of these are being built, where they are, or even who owns them.
To be honest, I've never really run into so much resistance for records than this project.
Big tech companies often go to great lengths to hide the details. So we decided to build a map.
What we designed is a system to see not only the individual location of each data center across the country, but also where they cluster.
And for some, these clusters are appearing too close to home.
Let's stop right there. Do you ride by those? You're thinking it was a distribution center just like moi. Wrong. What did we just learn? This data center takes up more energy and water than hundreds of thousands in a damn community. Now, do you understand why your electric bill so expensive? Did your water bill go up? Let's find out. I don't know these things. They do.
Comprehensive tally to date of America's exploding data center industry. Every dot is a data center large enough to need a permit for its backup generators. These are the facilities either already built or approved for construction at the end of 2024. We reached a total of 1,240 data centers. That's nearly 4 times the number in 20.
Let me stop right there. Right now, currently, in the good old United States of America, we have 1,240 data centers that they can find. Why do you need so many data centers? If AI is not coming for your job, Lakeisha, Karen, Daniel, all of you just think you're so damn great. I make 6 figures. Well, enjoy it. Hope you're investing in something other than $1. Let me rewind that for you. 1,240 data centers. Do you see the makings of the state that Larry Ellison, the owner of Oracle, has prophesied? Let's back that up. Pay close attention.
Comprehensive tally to date of America's exploding data center industry. Every dot is a data center large enough to need a permit for its backup generators. These are the facilities either already built or approved for construction at the end of 2024. We reached a total of 1,240 data centers. That's nearly 4 times the number in 2010.
The companies that use the most amount of power in data centers across the country, it probably won't surprise you, are Amazon, Microsoft, Google, Meta, and QTS.
Of the data centers we pinpointed, 177 belong to Amazon. And we've just passed the huge Amazon data centers behind us, and already we're straight into a residential area. And
you can't run and you can't hide. How about you, Mr. I make $200,000 a year? That's like a nice neighborhood. Well, there's a data center right beside you, and hope you don't drink tap water. Hope Becky and James, no matter how much money you have, how much you try to shield them, wonder what's the effect of all that data running through the servers. I don't know.
start to see why these data centers are so controversial. Those boxes on the roof there, that's the ventilation for the cooling systems to keep those hundreds and hundreds of servers from overheating and overloading. And these are running 24/7. And there's nowhere else in the world with a higher density of data centers than here in Loudoun County, Virginia. As much as a third of the planet's internet traffic flows through the state of Virginia. The 329 data centers we tracked together consumed almost a quarter of the state's electricity in 2023. Tight security by the looks of it. We've got pretty high fences with barbed wire on top. I don't think we can get much closer. It's rare to get a glimpse inside one of these server warehouses. We contacted dozens asking for a tour. Eventually, a small company called Lunavi in Wyoming said yes.
Hey, Gordon, welcome to Lunavi. Well, come on in, I'll show you a tour.
This 35,000 square foot data center is tiny compared to the largest ones in the US. Those can stretch to well over 1 million square feet. Lunavi offers cloud services to customers like betting apps, mapping companies, insurance, and healthcare businesses. Zoom out and you can see that the location is no accident. Cheyenne, the capital of Wyoming, sits on an east-west internet superhighway. The city is also well connected to renewable energy generated by these wind farms. Wyoming is only a small player compared to Virginia, and to attract more, the state is offering generous tax breaks to encourage the big tech giants, like Microsoft. This large data center began emerging from the map south of Cheyenne in 2021, and this is a site belonging to Meta, just over the road.
You're currently in...
Now, stop me if I'm wrong. I don't think Wyoming is a blue state. Stop me if I'm wrong. I don't think Wyoming is a blue state. Microsoft, Meta, the technocrats rule the world.
in the critical infrastructure space of Data Center 2, designed to have 800 cabinets roughly at full capacity on that side. So we take the air from the above ceiling grid, we feed it down through the computers, they heat the air up, comes back out the back and up through the chimney above ceiling, and then just continually circulates the air on that perspective.
Lunavi has the space to scale up to the more energy-hungry GPU processors used to train AI algorithms.
So this big white space is future computing. The cabinets in this facility now have a capacity of something like 5 to 10 kW. If they want to build the ones that are going to do AI with graphic processing units, GPUs, that'll go up to something like 70 to 100 kW.
GPUs do need more power, but they can complete more tasks than a regular processing chip and in less time. The lower ambient temperatures in the high plains of Wyoming mean data centers use less energy and water to cool themselves. Lunavi say they use around 500,000 gallons of water a month when at full capacity. That's roughly the amount of water used by 200 people.
The nice cool ambient air temperatures allow us to maintain a low PUE, which is a power usage efficiency, which then allows us to just be a lower cost center for our customers and pass those savings on.
But this area has been plagued by droughts. So farmers are watching the data center campuses emerging to the south of Cheyenne and getting nervous. This is a story unfolding not just in Wyoming and in Virginia, but across the country. The average American holds hundreds of gigabytes of data in the cloud. Big tech companies, the healthcare and finance sectors, governments, of course, hold much more. We're talking zettabytes of data being stored, processed, and retrieved every day. 1 zettabyte is 1 trillion gigabytes. Of course, none of this lives up in the clouds. It's stored in large warehouses on the ground. This graph shows the explosion of data centers in the US in just the last 20 years. From above, just little white boxes, but remove the roof and you can see what all the fuss is about. Rows of computer servers performing calculations, training AI models, or storing data. Your social media accounts, photos, and videos live in a place like this. All these machines need power, a lot of it. So do the building's cooling systems and water pumps. The largest data centers can consume over 2 terawatt-hours of electricity a year, enough to power 200,000 homes. And just in case the power cuts out,
Now, do you get it? Do you see the inflation? One data center uses enough power to power 200,000 homes. Your local, state, and federal municipalities, overseers, passing that cost on to us. You don't care, though. See what capitalism is done? It's done.
data centers have backup batteries, as well as those diesel generators that they need permits for. The byproduct of all that energy use is heat. In many data centers, massive cooling systems suck out hot air and pass it through air conditioning units in a continuous loop. The most common type uses chilled water to absorb heat and release it from a cooling tower. The cooling systems and fans emit a constant drone. The noise level is generally below the limits permitted for industrial zones close to residential areas, but these were never designed with the...
And there you have it. I think we're like at Exhibit C. Exhibit C, data centers. They're popping up everywhere. Why are they popping up? The fourth industrial revolution has nothing to do with you, black man, white man, Puerto Rican, Mexican, Jamaican. It's all about data. It's about data, and you are confused about automation. This is going to control the automation. The robots and all them, sir, they will come next. Automation, automating these office jobs, automating the manual task jobs. Plumbers, electrician, you're still in the game right now. Everyone else, Let's move on to Exhibit D.
50 states, many of them bad actors involved, and
Read
rules.
the headline. And I'm here to tell you that Donald Trump is destroyed now. Life support. Capitalism was on life support until now. You see the headline, Trump to sign order blocking state AI regulation. Why? He has no choice. The oligarchs now are the techno bros and those that fund them. It doesn't matter if Kamala to y'all, but Kamala, she black, but she ain't. That's another video. I've already made it. You on the left, has Hakeem Jeffrey said anything about this? Has Chuck Schumer said anything? They won't. They're owned by the same players in the same game. Capitalism is about private entities owning a business and resources and land, farmers, all that, blah, 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 with little to no government interference. The workaround to no government interference is artificial intelligence. You and TSA, I tell you, I work at the sixth busiest airport in the world. They're training the AI to take the jobs. Look at China. Do you see TSA agents? They're not needed. They're not going to be needed in 5 years. Not going to be needed. You'll go through a full body scan like Total Recall. All they need is law enforcement on the other side to straighten you right up. Donald Trump to sign order blocking state AI regulation, which he's already signed.
50 states, many of them bad actors involved, and rules in the approval process. I will be doing a one rule executive order this week. Can't expect a company to get 50 approvals every time they want to do something. This comes as states like Florida have released proposals to regulate AI.
We're going to be proposing, and we're going to work with the legislature to establish an artificial intelligence bill of rights for individual Floridians in our state. This will be very far-reaching with consumer protections. It will do things like fortify some of the protections we have in place for things like deep fakes. We are also going to make sure that your data is protected.
Let's bring in Kurt.
No, he cannot. Okay. That is political theater. Ron DeSantis or no nut bucket in his legislature know anything about writing code, algorithms. There are no algorithm lawyers. Do you understand what I'm saying? I did a show and I was wrong about Section 230. It cannot be repealed because no one on the Supreme Court know a damn thing about algorithms, nor do you or I. You know nothing about machine learning that they're using. You know, you don't have to doubt it. There's nothing anyone can do. If you've ever watched Star Trek The Next Generation, it's like we're dealing with the Borg. Resistance is futile. You get off the grid, you hide, you live as a minimalist, or you're going to suffer. This is the harsh reality. I'm sorry. Gen Z, you're cooked. Gen Alpha, you're going to be half man, half machine by the time you're my age.
When it comes to nefarious things like impersonating children or dead people.
Yeah, up to no good.
That is fine, but thinking you're going to regulate AI in a way to eliminate it, you're just setting yourself up for failure, right?
Here is the problem, and good morning, Lawrence. Here's the problem. We're this massive country that is innovating AI like nobody's business, and China is right there on our heels. So what the president's talking about is the ability to have just one central rule where we say, don't let 50 states come out and just cloud it all up and bog down innovation by trying to regulate this. Can you imagine if you and I were trying to invent something in AI and we had to just stop what we're doing to now answer to, say, California that comes up with rules for us that make no sense, but we have to comply if we're doing business there. Can you imagine times 50?
Exhibit
for every
D.
technology company
Exhibit
that matters.
D. Exhibit D was right there. Let's go back.
50 states, many
Exhibit
of them
D.
bad actors involved.
That was more political theater. China is already ahead of us. All the data centers that I just showed you have to be powered by what, ladies and gentlemen? You guessed it. Rare earth minerals. Where the Red Dragon owns 70% of the rare earth minerals needed to supply and make your iPhones work, defense mechanisms and weaponry work, this computer out work, Restream, OBS work. We cannot catch China. You know why? Because China is a nation of 1 billion. They don't care about 100 million being DOA because they toxified the water. To extract rare earth minerals is going to cost a lot of pollution. Do you see how vulnerable we are? I told you Donald Trump destroyed economy. I'm going to tell you why soon, but that was Exhibit D. Let's go
for
on
every
to E.
technology company that matters. And Anthropic, this partnership that we've announced today, is
Do you
very
remember
important.
when Dr. Bernie Sanders told you about Anthropic? Well, Anthropic has released, look at the stock price on it, $269.56. Anthropic and Accenture is behind AI agents. What are AI agents? Well, AI agents going to take your job, Lakeisha, as an HR manager. You're not needed. What the hell do you do? I can go to ChatGPT and pull every damn legal law, business law, corporate law. All right? Do you think that your company's policies and procedures are not on the cloud? Hell, I don't need you. Pay attention.
To our clients. And so that's the role we play, is to make sure that we can take the world's best technology and mix it up with industry knowledge, with process, and how to actually use it in the enterprise to get to an outcome. And as you know, today, it's all about when is AI showing up in the P&L. We call that the P&L pivot, and this partnership will help our clients make that pivot.
P&L pivot. That is profit and loss. Well, AI don't sleep. Algorithms don't sleep. You do. Algorithms don't want to raise. AI does not want to raise. Doesn't need maternity leave. Don't have a psychological breakdown when your wife left, you need some time off. Algorithm does not. Let's let Brother Dario, CEO of Anthropic, that Bernie Sanders told you about, that all of them know about, but you're not going to hear about because it's political theater.
To help with development, and we've seen very large productivity gains with that, but we want to go beyond that to more general use of our tool, Claude, and we want to drive usage of the tool across areas like healthcare, life sciences, financial services, public sector, things that Anthropic has worked with for a long time. More broadly, I would say that enterprises have been experimenting with AI for quite a while, but I think really, as Julie said, with the P&L, the important thing is really to deploy these at scale and to actually drive ROI for them. And so that's what we're trying to do. That's why we have this whole business center. That's why we're training 30,000 people to use Claude, and we're going to work with CIOs of companies to track how they're using Claude through Accenture, how they're deploying
Claude,
the tools.
that is Claude right there. That's an AI agent. Well, I don't need you, your obnoxious, bad attitude, blue hair with your damn nose earring at the dentist office checking me in. What the hell do I need you in for? Got Claude.
What returns they're getting from the tools. So we're going to work with Accenture to manage the whole life cycle. We think these tools are revolutionary. We've seen that from their use inside Anthropic and many enterprises already. But the thing we're most excited for is to make sure that we can really spread these across the enterprise world, and that's where Accenture comes in and can really drive these things at a scale that hasn't been done
Now,
before.
the enterprise world. What do we mean by the enterprise world? I mean the damn workplace. What you're seeing right there, ladies and gentlemen, that is an AI agent doing that. That is not fake. I've played with them. That is a real AI agent that's doing the damn Google search, doing all that work that you're paying somebody 80 grand to do right now. I'm trying to help somebody. Now let's go to the final piece of the puzzle. I'm here to tell you that Donald Trump destroyed capitalism because he had no choice. It's going to be a reset. It's got to be a reset. With 30 trillion in debt, you on the left always talk about, well, Donald Trump know about bankruptcy. Yes, he do. And he know how to manage one, and that's what we are going through, a bankruptcy. Google this as a side project and some homework. The United States of America has put 1 billion Bitcoins in a strategic economic reserve. I'm going to tell you again, 1 billion, not $1 billion worth, no, 1 billion coins of Bitcoin in the strategic economic reserve. There's one problem. China, they don't do Bitcoin. China, on the other hand, has launched the digital yuan, where they're paying countries on the continent of Africa, they're paying for oil, they're paying for commodities, they're paying for subsistence for their country in digital yuan as we speak. The petrodollar is done. Saudi Arabia is selling their oil in different currencies. The Middle East, the global south. I just booked a trip to Colombia. I'll be reporting live. Let's kick off the new year. I am going to the global south to see how we're doing business. Those are the emerging markets. We are no longer workers. Workers used to have power in this country with unions. We could shut down a corporation. You cannot any longer because they flipped the script, and now we are all consumers. Consumers have no rights. They have the right to shop here, shop there. If you don't buy it from here, you're going to buy it from there if you need it. You're a consumer. I'm a consumer. Here is the same economist in the beginning is going to tell you briefly, where you see the new ruling class and how to confront it. The new ruling class is the techno giants. Tech, Meta, Alphabet, Amazon. Those places that have all the data that's influencing your decisions, my decisions, and the world. Donald Trump destroyed capitalism because there is no other choice. It's either we reset to a digital currency or we will be destroyed. To all you pro-blacks, all you country bumpkin ass, all you Nick Fuentes followers, you stupid asses, we live such a wonderful life. You know why? Because we export our debt. It's called economic hegemony. We have been exporting debt to all the countries that hold dollars. Well, guess what? The jig is up. Fucking jig is up. China don't want it. India don't want it. Russia don't want it. Sanctions no longer work. There's no trust in the dollar anymore like that. Donald Trump has been signing so many executive orders to finally pull the life support plug from capitalism to go to the fourth industrial revolution. If you Google this as a homework assignment, 6G is coming right behind 5G, and they'll be able to see through our houses. Don't you worry about crime. Don't you worry about black people. Shit. We're all going to be under surveillance. We all will have digital IDs, or you will not be able to participate in the system. Let's let this nice economist, go ahead there, Mr. Vanilla Brother, break it down to him like I can't.
Has Google Maps on it. Google Maps knows where we are. That increases the command capital of Google. They have the every time we move around with our phone that has Google Maps on it. Google Maps knows where we are. That increases the command capital of Google. They have the power to make you and I, unwaged, without even realizing that we're working for them, produce part of their command capital. These are pretty bleak days. I was very much looking forward to sharing with you my latest fixation. When I say latest, over the last 2 or 3 years, I have this fixation that we no longer live under something that can be defined properly as capitalism. Look, wherever we turn, we see capital. Capital making gains over labor, over society, over our democracies. And here I am with an outrageous thesis that capitalism is on the way out. Now, where am I coming from? Let's begin with capital, shall we? Now, what's capital? It's not money. It's not a kind of divinity. It's something very tangible. Economists, and I used to be an economist up until fairly recently, we define capital as goods that have been produced for the purposes of assisting in the production of other goods. In other words, produced means of production. That was what capital was. Robinson Crusoe's salvaged fishing gear in fiction, a farmer's plow back in ancient times, in feudal times today, a smith's furnace or hammer. These are manufactured goods that help produce a larger catch of fish, more food, shiny, steely tools. This is what capital has always been. Capital, of course, preceded capitalism. Capitalism is a system, a mode of production and distribution of goods and services in which the power to compel others to do things is vested in those who have ownership over capital goods. In the previous mode of production, under feudalism, power sprang out of ownership of land. With the transition, the great transformation from feudalism to capitalism, increasingly power shifted from those who had land to those who owned capital goods. Capitalism vested the owners of capital with two new powers. The first power was to compel those who did not have capital to work for them. That's the whole point of being a capitalist. Your ownership of capital goods means that you have the power, the bargaining power over people who do not own capital goods, the only capital that they have to offer is their own human labor, to work for you. The second power, of course, is the power of the capitalist class, of those who own the majority of capital goods, to set the agenda, and to set the agenda in the various fora where big, important decisions are taken on behalf of everyone. In the past, under feudalism, it was the landowners that had the power to set the agenda. My hypothesis, which I want to share with you and to try to explain and to convince you about, is that we now have a new form of capital. When I say now, I mean the last 10, 15 years or so. A new form of capital, I shall be arguing, is emerging. And as it does, as it emerges, as it does so, it is forging a new ruling class, a spanking new ruling class, even a new mode of production. There's a second power that command capital grants its owners, whom I call cloudalists. The same algorithms that guide our purchases also have the capacity surreptitiously to command us, the users, directly to produce new command capital for the cloudalists. I need to stress the importance of this. Under capitalism, the only way capital could be generated, could be produced, was when a capitalist had workers working for her or him, usually him, through the production of surplus value. An amount of that surplus value was reinvested into capital goods. So the only way capital could breed was through the labor market, through the labor process, through the manufacturing that was taking place using waged labor at the factory, in the office, in the supermarket. But what I'm saying here is that the cloudalists have a power that no capitalist ever had. They have the power to make you and I, unwaged, without even realizing that we're working for them, produce part of their command capital. Every time we move around with our phone that has Google Maps on it, Google Maps knows where we are. That increases the command capital of Google. So we are contributing directly capital, not through some kind of market, without us being waged or part of the labor process at all. This is a new power that capitalists never had.
This is a new power. Now, what I'm going to ask you to do is do your own homework with that. Let me sum it up. Right now, I've not made $1, no super chat, no cash app, but Google, aka Alphabet, is going to make money off this stream. I went to the gym. I went to other places. I may have forgotten where I've been this week. Guess what? They made money off pinpointing where I was, selling data and ads when I went on my damn phone. That's why capitalism is over. Capitalism is supposed to be, listen, hey, I own the plastic and the patent to make this damn pen. I'm going to hire me some damn worker. We're going to sell the pens. I'm a damn capitalist. Now capitalism is data. Once you put your data on Facebook or any of these social media sites, they own it. Now capitalism is, hey, I don't need workers anymore. I got algorithms. I got drones. I got robots. And I can create the goods, keep everything, cut me and you out of the equation. I know you are wondering because I've been a little lengthy. You're asking, what you talking about, Walt Diddy? I'm here to tell you that capitalism is over. Donald J. Trump destroyed it. Why? Because he had no choice, because Google, Meta, Adobe, NVIDIA, Oracle, Intel, and all the techno giants said, hey, this is your mission. This is what you will do, or we'll get some damn body else to do it. And Donald J. said, listen, hell, I love America. Hell, I'm going to pull the plug on capitalism. I'm going to help you usher in the AI revolution, the fourth industrial revolution. Maybe the people can get a little bit of change on the way down. I doubt it. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Question is, what are you going to do? Are you going to do your own research? Are you going to do your own research, and are you going to think about these things?
Of Sora to create their own, basically, videos using Sora and those characters. We are not including name and likeness, nor are we including character voices. And so, in reality, this does not in any way represent a threat to the creators at all. In fact, the opposite. I think it honors them and respects them, in part because there's a license fee associated with it.
Well, I think it's a very smart.
So, don't you skip this video. Don't you skip this video, content creators, because I'm going to share something with you. How about Disney? There's Bob Iger. They just invested $1 billion. That's what it be. $1 billion into OpenAI and Sora. So they can control the new AI content that is sure to replace the talking head, that is sure to replace the reaction video. And if you don't make content that can connect with someone human to human on that personal experience, your time is limited. This is Bob Iger, and he's telling you this. I'm not. Listen closely.
Of Sora to create their own, basically, videos using Sora and those characters. We are not including name and likeness, nor are we including character voices. And so, in reality, this does not in any way represent a threat to the creators at all. In fact, the opposite. I think it honors them and respects them, in part because there's a license fee associated with it.
Well, I think it's a very smart move by Disney and very forward-looking, and I think it has profound implications. I mean, they're putting a toe into the water of a whole new market area, which is user-generated content. I mean, people will be using AI to make their own movies. And so that's moving into the TikTok area, the YouTube area, the self-created content. And this gives Disney a toehold in there. They've also got a stake in AI. I can understand why the creative community is very worried about this. I mean, AI was already a threat. Now Disney has a stake in AI, and it's a big consumer of AI and will probably become an ever bigger consumer. There's no question that AI is going to displace a lot of content creators.
It's going to displace a lot of content creators. Did you know? Sir, I'm telling you, capitalism is over. There you see it. Behind the deal that took Disney from AI skeptic to open AI investor of $1 billion. What they're going to do now is let you take some Star Wars and Marvel characters and play around with them. help train the algorithms and the machines so they can create better. See, they're going to let you upload your images, about 30, 50 images of yourself doing, so you can make your own little avatar. And before you know it, hell, they'll just have your IP and create a show for you, by you, and make money off of it. This is the new capitalism, where the oligarchs take all your data, right?
Of
Take your
Sora to
data. You
create
see
their own,
Bob
basically,
Iger.
videos.
You got Bob Iger right there, and he's telling you exactly what's
of
going to
Sora
happen.
to
There's
create
nothing you're
their
going to
own
do about it. $1 billion investment in the open AI, so we can train the machines to put you in the metaverse. Gen Z, you're zucked. Gen Alpha, you're toast. Your 9-year-old son or daughter is going to grow up in the metaverse. There's nothing you're going to do about it. You're not going to conservative your way out. You're not going to liberal your way out. You're not going to vote your way out because it's too late. The people that we put in Congress, the people that we put in the Senate have sold us out long ago. So remember these two things before I finish. Number one, Donald John Trump destroyed capitalism for the rise of AI because he has no choice. Perhaps you'll do it a little more delicate than the next, or if someone else was POTUS, but it has to be done. China is light years ahead of us in artificial intelligence and robotics. China owns 70% of the rare earth minerals needed. Therefore, we had to send our Secretary of State and our Treasury Secretary over to grovel and beg. We are in an economic WAR with the BRICS nations. There is a reset coming by 2027, and you can either be on the side of left behind, or you can get on the side of getting ahead, trying to form some kind of a plan so you can sustain some type of economic, emotional, and mental freedom. What's been done cannot be undone. There is no going back. Currently, the data centers that we know of, there's 1,240. By 2027, that number will double. Larry Ellison is right. Don't worry about crime. Just stay safe for the next 5 years. We're all going to be under surveillance like China. Ni hao. That is our future. It has been sold away, right? From the very ones that you fell for the political theater for the same ones you follow like Nick Fuentes, who likes to race bait you. If you're chocolate, chocolate like me, all the pro-black, all this power that is not going to happen. You and I'm Gen X, we have sustained a higher than average, no matter what your economic situation is, or any country around the world, because of economic hegemony. We've been inflating other countries with our inflated money. We've been exporting inflation. We've been exporting debt. And as Malcolm X once said, the chickens are coming home to roost. They are sending those inflated dollars right back to us. The data centers around us is raising your utility bills, your water bills, and probably affecting your health and your children. And number two, you've just been on Project Expertise, where I'm the project. I just gave you the expertise to do your own research. And as it says in the good book, my people perish for a lack of knowledge. Do me a favor, like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, or the notification bell just might hit you. And don't say, I did not warn you and tried to help. So there it is. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. I gave you the game that you're not going to get anywhere else. Shout out to Cleto, calling for rocking with me. Everybody else is being entertained. This is a video that you probably want to come back and watch because I just did someone a favor. If you have a wife, you have a kid, you have investments, this is what you should be watching. All that entertainment and reaction videos, don't worry about it. The algorithms and the robots will make that for us, and they're going to do a better job. There's a storm. I'm going to tell you what Selena Kyle told Bruce Wayne. He did not listen. There's a storm coming, Mr. Wayne. And that storm is artificial intelligence. That storm is we have no choice as a country but to hurry up and try to lead the way in the fourth industrial revolution, because ni hao, the red dragon, China is way ahead of us. They own the rare earth minerals. They have a people where the government rules supreme, and it's going to be ugly. It's going to be ugly in 26, 27, because the political theater cannot stop, because it's a Hegelian dialectic. Say one thing, do another. That's where we at. That's where we at. The time is 2:38 in the a.m. here in Charlotte, North Carolina. Today's date is December the 13th of 2025. Not going to hold you any longer. Hope you learned something from this presentation. As always, if you don't like what I'm saying, leave me a comment. I'll read it. I don't care. And if you do like what I'm saying, like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and the notification bell just might hit you. Hope you have a great weekend. I hope you are planning. Hope you're saving your money. Now, most of all, I hope you are saving your sanity. Until the next one, do me a huge favor. Watch this outro for two reasons. Number one, it's cool. And number one or two, whichever one it is, I'm on. Hell, I made it. Watch it.
Y'all the reason we keep pushing. Keep on talking. We like it.
These people keep talking about